York City, crossroads of the world, a melting pot of cultures from across the globe. Here at Van Cortlandt Park in the Bronx, more than 500 athletes from 70 nations gathered for the FIDA 144 arrow qualification round. Even a team from Iraq, along with athletes from places such as France, Australia, and the powerhouse Korea, gathered here for 2 days of competition. 4 distances were designed to reduce the unprecedented field of participants to only a select few. Only 8 archers remained in each division to come here to Central Park for the finals. The men's gold medal match featuring Italy's Michele Frangilli. His opponent from Korea, Mr. Im Dong-hyun. Frangilli of Italy, a powerful competitor, years of experience, but often frustrated in his goals. Those goals being to win an Olympic gold medal and to win the World Championships. Here at Central Park, he would see his dream come true. In the beginning, both archers closely matched. Opening the round, perfect 10s from both. Dogged determination from Frangilli with another 10. And a 10 from his opponent, Mr. Im. "70 meters to the target, 10 points in the X ring, a perfect shot from Frangilli, and a perfect score of 30 points to open the match. Could his Korean opponent match it? Indeed he did. 30 points to start the match. Frangilli with far more experience than Im, but the Koreans with a far deeper commitment to archery than any other country in the world. In the second round, Im shoots, scoring and faltering into the 8 ring. Frangilli not one to waste an opportunity when he sees one. Nine points to gain the lead. Another 10 from Im as he attempts to recover. Frangilli relentless, finding the X ring once more. And now the pressure beginning to take its toll on Im. 9 points. He falls 2 behind his opponent from Italy. Frangilli capitalizing on his opponent's error, now with a 1-point lead. In the next round, Frangilli shoots first, and again finds the X ring. Im shoots, once again a 9. Another point lost to the Italian Frangilli. "70 meters away, Frangilli homes in on his goal. 10 points. Nine again for Im. Another point lost to Frangilli, who is now up by 3. Frangilli Noticing a change in the wind, wisely decides to let down and start over. He still has about 10 seconds on the clock as he comes to full draw. No time for a second chance. He finds the 9 ring with that arrow. Only 12 arrows in the match. Frangilli has already completed 9. And that last arrow may well have sealed the fate of Mr. Im. Mr. Im knows he has a problem, and his coach is trying to help him work it out. His problem, he only has 3 arrows left, and he's 4 points behind the Italian powerhouse Frangilli. The crowd watches expectantly as Im starts out the final 3 arrows. He shoots and scores 10 points. Determined to make Frangilli work to become the world champion. Frangilli carefully gauging the wind, taking his time. He lets down once again to be sure. But time is short. Each archer only has 40 seconds to shoot each arrow. And so Frangilli must shoot again as rapidly as possible. It pays off. He finds the 10 ring.
Each archer with 2 arrows remaining.
Next to last arrow for Mr. Im is in the 10 ring. Frangilli can maintain the lead with an arrow in the gold.
8.
It's in the red. Frangilli's lead decreases to only 2 points. Will he have enough as Im prepares his final arrow? Im shoots and scores a 9. Now Frangilli is in the position to gain victory with his last arrow. It must be an 8 or better to win.
An 8 will win.
It's an 8, and Frangilli is victorious. By 1 point, Michele Frangilli becomes the newest world champion.
Qual è stata l'arma segreta che ti ha permesso di vincere secondo te?
Non lo so, ero un po' più calmo degli altri scontri, quindi un po' più tranquillo, ho potuto tirare anche un po' meglio e alla fine infatti si è visto che mi sono un attimino emozionato, ho sparato 2 bellissimi 8, però sono bastati per vincere di 1 punto.
In the men's compound bow division at Central Park, a battle of giants. Dave Cousins of the United States of America is one of the top-ranked archers in the world in spite of his FITA world ranking. His opponent, Clint Freeman, was the first man to ever shoot a score over 1,400 with the compound bow. But Cousins has shot more 1,400-plus scores than anyone else in existence. Light breezes characterized the match as Cousins of the United States prepared to shoot his first arrow. Showing the intense concentration that made Cousins a past world champion in 1999, his opening arrow in the X ring. Freeman of Australia, back in archery after a long spell away from the sport, matched it. Cousins, once again, in the center of the target. Freeman, a native of Tasmania, in the 9 ring. Completing his first end, Dave Cousins lets down. He still has some time left on the clock. And Cousins finds the center once again.
10 will tie.
Clint Freeman, once again, out of the center.
Mr. Cousins of the United States after the first 3 of 12 arrows in the gold medal match.
A total of 12 arrows in this final match, and Dave Cousins, after the first 3 shots, leads Clint Freeman of Australia by 1. Both experienced competitors, both good friends on and off the archery field. But it all comes down to 9 arrows to go as Freeman prepares to shoot. Another successful shot for Freeman. Cousins with intense concentration. Freeman looking relaxed, but gauging the wind, not wanting to take too long, not wanting to spoil his shot by trying too hard. He resets and prepares to shoot.
Nine points.
The intensity of his focus. Cousins lets down. The pressure of the match, enormous. Only a few seconds left when the arrow finds home. And that is 10 points for Freeman, leaving Cousins with 7 more to shoot.
Or 9, too close to call.
That particular arrow, too close for the announcer to call at the time, turned out to be a 9. And so a 1-point lead for Dave Cousins going into the second half of the 12-arrow match. It was Cousins leading off as the second half began. The deceptively light breeze on the field required a great deal of focus and concentration on the part of the shooters in order to both read and to prevent it from affecting their shots.
9 points.
But in that case, a 9 for Cousins as a gust came through. Freeman took note of what happened to Cousins. He watched the wind. He took more time.
8 points.
And still scored 8 points. Cousins with nothing outside of the gold during the match.
9 points.
But not finding the 10 ring at that point either. The wind flag's quiet 70 meters away, but the archers can feel a breeze as they shoot.
10.
An arrow perfectly centered with 3 arrows to go. Confidence on the part of Cousins and his teammates. Relaxed focus on the part of Freeman.
10. With 3 arrows to go, Mr. Cousins of the United States still has a 1-point lead. In the final end of 3 arrows, it will be Mr. Freeman of Australia shooting first.
And so it begins, the final 3 arrows of the match.
X10.
Cousins knows he has to match his rival's effort to maintain his lead and win.
10. 2 arrows remain.
Relief for the 30-year-old Australian. Just out of the 10 ring, it's a tied score. And now at 10, will finish the battle.
9.
Tied score.
A 1-arrow shoot-off to decide which of these archers will win the gold medal.
It comes down to the final arrow in these competitions. Mr. Cousins failed to deliver a 10. As a result, he finds himself at par with his competitor.
Those cards are official. And now the shoot-off to decide the gold medalist of the 2003 42nd World Archery Championships. The highest scoring arrow will automatically win.
Now, Freeman knows he must match his opponent's effort, or he will lose. And he does.
Tied score. Another arrow will now be shot.
Now it's Freeman's turn to shoot first. With 9 points, Mr. Freeman has opened the door for victory from Cousins. All Cousins needs to seal Freeman's fate is a 10.
Tied score. Final arrow will be measured for distance from the center after these arrows are pulled.
And now the arrow closest to center will win the match.
The arrow is on the line of the 9 and 8 ring.
For victory, Freeman only needs to place his arrow closer to the center of the target. Even 1 millimeter, and he will be the new world champion. But he leaves no doubt with a perfect 10.
Champion of the world.
Clint Freeman, the new world champion.
Unreal. Like, I didn't even qualify for the team. The only reason why I'm here is because one of the other archers pulled out. So to come this far and do this, it's just amazing.
In the past, we've been out at far out from the city center where we get a big piece of land to have our competition on, but then we don't have the people coming in conveniently to see the finals, at least. And here we've been able to do that, and it's been terrific.
One of the most exciting matches of the entire competition pitted the United States team versus France in the compound women's division. The team of France was shooting first. Leading for France, Sandrine Vandionat.
Team France opening arrow, 9 points. And the French are going into rotation. Maggie Masson now online.
The French team using an unusual technique, rotating each archer onto and off of the line. It cost them
6
some points.
Past world champion Valérie Fabre on the line for France.
Fabre, a past world champion, the most experienced of the French competitors.
Points for France.
And so the opening arrow is only 24 of a possible 30, as the American archer Aya Labrie steps to the line. The American technique different than the French technique. Their archer will stay on the line and shoot all 3 arrows. This has the advantage of allowing the archer to compensate for any difference from arrow to arrow.
8 points.
The teammates interact with the shooter on the line, giving advice about the wind and about the impact point of the arrow.
9 points.
And so the United States moving into a 2-point lead.
United States, Vandionat on France. Target number 2. France, 10 points. Now Masson for France.
The arrow actually out of camera range, costing the French archery team more points. A much-needed 10 from the most experienced French competitor. World silver medalist Amber Dawson of the United States.
10. Amber Dawson shooting for the United States.
The individual competition saw Dawson against her teammate Mary Zorn. Dawson won silver. Zorn became the world champion.
9 points.
And now they work together as teammates to try to defeat France.
For the USA.
And with that 9, the United States taking the lead over France by 6 points.
6 arrows from each team.
A total of 27 arrows in the team round.
Target number 2.
So still a long way to go for both teams. French archer Maggie Masson.
On the line.
Masson seeming to recover from her earlier fumble into the forering. A well-placed shot from Fabre.
Mary Zorn on the line, target 1.
And now the top American archer, Mary Zorn, world champion, crowned just the previous day.
Zorn, USA, 10 points.
Zorn, known as a tough competitor, winner of many previous competitions, including the prestigious Las Vegas tournament.
10. Nine points. And that completes the first end of 9 arrows.
In the second end, starting off for France once again, Sandrine Van Dionat.
9 points. Jocelyn of France on the line.
Now substituted in for Maggie Masson, Cécile Jocelyn. She was the top finisher in the qualification round the previous week at Van Cortlandt Park.
And 9 points from the French substitute shooter. Fabre, the previous world champion. Nine points. 27 on that end of 3 arrows. Ayat Labrie on the line for the United States. Target.
It was a good year for Aya Labrie, the top American archer in terms of the ranking list for the United States archery team, winner of several important tournaments within the United States.
9 points.
But this was her first major international event.
Points. Points for the USA.
And so the American archers with a 6-point lead.
Online. The French appear to be continuing their rotation. It takes a little more time. They must have a strategy in mind. And that is a 10 points.
Once again, Jocelyn of France on the line.
That is 8 points. Amber Dawson, the United States, on target 1.
The French team in serious trouble as Amber Dawson takes the line. They are now potentially as much as 9 points behind if Dawson shoots a perfect end.
8 points.
But with that 8, the French perhaps see some breathing room.
Nine points.
And so the American archers lead now 5 points. Each team with a dozen arrows remaining.
France trailing by 5, that's 9.
Cécile Jocelyn shoots 8. 158 points for France on that effort. The newly crowned world champion, Mary Zorn. A perfect shot from the native of Illinois.
World champion of the United States, 10 points.
Zorn seeking to provide the American team with as much cushion as they can have, with 9 arrows to go after this next shot. And with that 10, the American team continues to lead France as the crowd waits expectantly. Vandionat of France eagerly rushes to the line. She's been shooting smoothly and consistently for her teammates. Reliably finding the gold once again. And now recovering from her earlier troubles, Maggie Masson of France. Rock steady, Valerie Fabre, past world champion. France with 6 arrows remaining, the Americans with 9 to go. Labrie of the United States.
Too close to call it. Looks like
Her arrow is on the line. It could be a 9 or a 10. Consistently in the gold, the American archer Aya Labrie steps off the line. Each team with 6 arrows remaining.
France back in their same rotation as when they started.
Masson takes the line for France.
With a 7 out the top. Fabre on the line.
Amber Dawson for the Americans, world silver medalist.
Points. Each team with 3 arrows remaining.
Each team with only 30 points possible to gain. It's the last shot of the tournament for Sandrine Vandionat of France.
8 points. Masson, France on the line.
Maggie Masson, one last shot.
7 points. Final arrow.
Previous world champion Valerie Fabre will close the match for France.
And that's 10 points. Finish for France.
Finding the X ring to finish, France has 239 points on the board.
Mary Zorn, up and
2 10s from the American archers, and it's all over. A 10 will finish the match with an arrow remaining. And so the Americans must shoot one final arrow. Anything in the scoring ring, and they'll be the world champions.
Gold medal for the United States of America.
2 gold medals for Mary Zorn.
Silver medal for France.
A silver medal for the French team. A gold team medal to go with Amber Dawson's silver medal. And the American women are victorious. The gold medal match in the men's recurve division, Korea versus Sweden. The Swedes unexpectedly into the finals. They had scored fairly low in the qualification round, but fought back in order to meet the Koreans at this stage. Matthias Eriksson of Sweden. Eriksson with some difficulty finding the range. Because practice was not allowed on the competition field, it was his very first shots at that target in that position. Jang Young-ho, the young Korean who in qualification had set a new world record for 90 meters, but faltered during the elimination matches early on to unexpectedly go out against a much lower ranked shooter. Jang's revenge, a 10. Jang with a long list of accomplishments on the Korean team. A 1996 Olympian, a 2000 Olympian, and a past world champion.
Previous world indoor champion, Olympic silver medal.
Another world champion, Magnus Pettersson of Sweden, silver medalist of the 1996 Olympic Games. He runs into some of the same difficulties as his teammate.
Note the position of wind flags downrange on the targets.
But as an experienced competitor, he quickly overcomes them, finding the range. Eriksson stepping off the line after 2 shots to make way for Jonas Andersson. And the young Swede places an arrow in the 9 ring. Sweden with 49 of a possible 60 points, a substantial deficit against a team like Korea, which is known to capitalize on such opportunities.
Target 1, Korea, 10.
No exception here.
Good.
But after a perfect shot, Korea's Im falters with an arrow in the 8. A unique pressure in the team round. The archers must try to conserve as much time as possible. Sometimes it forces them to shoot very quickly, possibly more quickly than they're used to. Jonas Andersson of Sweden.
8 points for Sweden. X10. And now a shot from Magnus Pedersen.
With the clock still running, Sweden's Magnus Pedersen is on the line.
10 points.
Korea with the potential of a 10-point lead. Park Jung-mo finds the 10 ring. It's a familiar position for Park, having been on numerous Korean teams.
8. That completes the first 9 arrows of this 27.
The Swedes managed to hold the Koreans to a 6-point lead at this stage, the first 9 arrows complete, with 18 arrows to go from each team. The pressure of the team round showing in the relatively low scores. Mattias Eriksson steps to the line for Sweden.
Points.
Nearly all of Eriksson's arrows have been in the same spot in the target. He is shooting tight groups, but not finding the center.
Eight.
He attempts to compensate. Still high in the target. Now he makes an adjustment to his sight and to his bow in an effort to find the center.
Points. Obviously, the Korean crowd giving instructions to their archer.
Jang Nung-ho of Korea, looking to capitalize on the mistakes by the Swedes. He does not manage to gain anything for Korea on that arrow.
9.
A point gained.
Points.
Korea still maintaining the lead, but not by as great a margin as they could have had.
On the line, Magnus Pedersen.
His name means the Great One, and for years he's been one of Sweden's top shooters, Magnus Pedersen.
8 points.
Pedersen stepping off the line to make way for his teammate, Andersson.
Points.
The Swedes know they are in trouble. They know they have only a dozen arrows left. They also know they will win a silver medal at worst as the Koreans move ahead.
8. Possibly a 9, but it looks like an 8 from here. Nine points.
Using up some of his team's time to focus and prepare his shot.
And that is 8 points. Each team with 12 arrows remaining to finish the round. This end has only 3 left.
The Swedes with a conspicuous absence of arrows in the gold until now. Anderson consistently delivering 10s for his teammates. An uncharacteristically poor shot. 6 points. Park Kyung-mo of Korea. Pak knows with a good shot here, his team could have an insurmountable double-digit lead. A good shot now, and Korea's chance for gold is sealed. But it's only 6 points. It is still possible for Sweden to make up the gap of 7 points with 9 arrows remaining.
The final round of the day, the final round of the 42nd World Archery Championship.
Matthias Eriksson.
8 points. Nine.
His first arrow in the gold.
Just out of 10.
And a fine shot to finish for Matthias Eriksson. The Swedes with 6 arrows to go. The Koreans with a full complement of 9. Jang Young-ho. Final shot of the tournament for Jang is an 8.
Magnus Pedersen.
Pedersen with a 9.
Points.
And so the Swedish champion, Magnus Pedersen, has 1 arrow remaining in the entire tournament as Anderson steps to the line. In this match, he has been Mr. 10, once again delivering another perfect end for his teammates.
Sweden with 3 arrows remaining in this match. Korea with 6.
It's a 10, and M can smell a 10-point lead if he shoots perfectly here. But it's not to be. Six arrows remaining in the entire match, each team with 3 arrows. Jonas Andersson with his final arrows. Once again delivering a 10 for Sweden. A fine performance by Andersson. The final shot. Magnus Pedersen.
The final shot delivered by Sweden will come from Magnus Pedersen.
Pedersen goes out like the champion that he has been, with 10 points.
Final 3 arrows for Korea.
Pak Kyung-mo will finish up for Korea.
Eight points.
This final arrow providing the Korean team with an opportunity to repeat its achievement at the Sydney Olympic Games, becoming the team champions of the world.
Korea wins the gold.
And with that golden shot, the Koreans complete their competition, taking home gold in one of the most successful World Archery Outdoor Championships ever, the 42nd World Championships of New York City.